I knew absolutely nothing about Oshi no Ko, but this anime really has me intrigued. And so I'm here today with my friend Kiwi to discuss about what our first impressions are and what our theories can be. Well, my theories, because Kiwi is a manga reader, so she'll be here to facilitate the discussion. And
Kiwi's
probably ask some questions.
Kiwi's Oshi no Ko Wikipedia. Jesus Christ.
Apparently she's super obsessed with this, and I can kind of see why. It has a really great setup with the first episode, and I think I can fully understand why they had to make it like an hour and 30-minute long movie, essentially. Because that's what the pacing demanded, right?
I mean, you can't say you would continue watching after the first, 24 minutes.
Yeah, you really need to hook your viewers, and the first episode did so magnificently. But before we continue, massive thank you to all of our patrons listed on the screen. They're the very reason why this channel even exists in the first place. More details on how you can support later on in the video. I didn't know what the show was about. Kiwi said that it was like an idol show, and I am not into idol shows. I know, shocker, right? She wanted to give us more details about it, but the more details that would actually hook me and Serby into the show were basically spoilers. So we went into it blind, hoping to see something good. And we did with the first episode. Ai's character was amazing. I really loved her and her complete arc, essentially. And well, as you guys know, end in the first episode.
The first question, since you're talking about Ai from me, would be, do you think that what Aqua is doing right now, would I like that? From what you've seen from her characterization and everything so far, because that is Aqua, a pretty active discussion right now.
Yeah, I've seen videos analyzing Aqua's character and even comparing him to Light Yagami, which we actually did on the second episode discussion over on the Patreon. Which, if you guys actually want to see our full-length reaction to the first episode, it's for free over on our Patreon. Link in the description and probably in the pinned comment as well. Aqua's character is interesting. I really liked him in the first episode, and then when the revenge plot kind of kicked in at the end of the first episode and he started becoming kind of edgy, I was worried that Aqua's character would take the wrong turn and would make me just lose all interest in the show altogether, right? I discussed this with Kiwi that when you do this to your character and you make them unlikable, which is definitely the intent of the author here in this case, you're on a ticking time bomb. You need to pitch something new to your audience in order to keep their attention on the show, while your main character is going through the motions of, revenge and whatnot. And that's what the show was able to do with Kana, in my opinion. I really liked Kana's character. But, of course, before we talk about Kana's character, back to your question, I said this in the reaction that I obviously, as a mother, would not want this kind of life for her child. I don't think any mother out there would. If I had a son or a daughter and somebody killed me, I would not want them to live the rest of their life trying to seek revenge, because that doesn't really bring me back to life. And well, when they kill whoever killed me, there could potentially be somebody who would want to kill them in revenge, and it just continues. The cycle of violence continues. Oh god, no.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking that question is because I multiple times in the first episode says that lies are the ultimate form of love. So as somebody who thinks that about lies, I was asking, would I agree with Aqua just seeking the truth and seeking who did it through revenge? Or just would she appreciate it more if he lived in a lie of, oh yeah, the stalker killed my mom and nobody else was involved?
That's an interesting point of view. I don't think she would want her children to live a life full of lies. That's kind of just how her life turned out, which we don't know exactly how she became the way that she is. Once again, she has a very interesting point of view on everything, and it just worked out perfectly for the idol industry, right? Regardless, she never said that she loved her children because she didn't want it to be a lie. And only until the very end did she realize, yes, that what she said was the truth. She said that, yeah, I think I don't remember her words exactly, that like lies are the most exquisite form of love or something. But I think what she really wanted was to be able to say the truth, to be able to express herself without having to wear a mask, and she was able to successfully do so before losing her life. That's probably what she would want for her children as well, to live a life not having to wear a mask, but a happy one that they can spend with her family and friends.
Then, before we move on to Kana, I will ask you about Aqua's puppy. What are your thoughts on Aqua's and Ruby's dad? Like, what do you think? Basically, who their dad is?
Oh, their
what
dad.
did.
I was like, Aqua's puppy? No, he doesn't have a dog. So theories on their dad. He is most likely some like up and coming actor who's probably around the same age as Ai. Now that I think about it, at first I had a different theory that it was like some sort of executive in a higher position in the entertainment industry, but I don't think so anymore. I think it's more of an actor or like some sort of singer or something who ended up meeting Ai at some point during a camp or like I guess just a party or a get together and ended up hooking up with her. I think he's a very troubled individual who is sadistic in some ways. I also wouldn't be surprised if he had like the same stars in the eyes that Ai does, because that could be something genetic that is passed down from both father and mother. I don't know. I feel like that could just be something that they do.
Yeah, it could be, but if we're going by like that idea, why do they have like only one eye that has
because
a star in
twins.
it and not two?
They share
yeah,
it.
but if mom and dad both have stars in their eyes, that makes 4 stars.
This isn't any logic. The stars probably aren't even like an actual thing because people in the universe don't comment on it. I feel like it's artistic choice that they use in order to express the character's emotions better. They do this because Ai, as a character, smiles quite often, even when she's feeling sad, because she's an idol. She's never supposed to feel sad. She's always supposed to be perfect, but she has emotions, and they express that through the darkening of the star in their eyes. And you can see clearly that Aqua is kind of in that mode pretty much the entire time.
What are your thoughts on his little sister then? Like Ruby? Where do you think she's gonna go? Do you think that we're going to have another episode like episode 2 where she's the main focus of the episode? Or do you think we'll continue just following Aqua?
Even in episode 2, I really didn't think Ruby was like the main focus of the episode. Ruby's character is interesting. I don't really know what to think of her just yet. We didn't learn much about her from the first episode, except for the fact that she's also somebody that has reincarnated and that we know, or that Aqua knows personally. We know her backstory, how she was before she was reincarnated. I can see some character motivations already there with her wanting to become an idol just like her mother, because now that she has a new opportunity to do so, and with that really cute scene between her and her mother in the first episode, I think that's what her path is going to be. And she's going to discover that it's not all, well, I was gonna say that she's gonna discover that it's not as easy as it looks, but then again, she was also there to see the struggles of her mother. I don't know what to think of her character, and I can't really predict her path just yet. I need more information on her, that I will say. But I do like her so far. She's not really like annoying or anything, and you brought up a point of like, you don't like how she's imitating like Ai down to a T basically. But my counterpoint to that was that everybody does that people copy their idols and they emulate them, and through their own experiences they create their own individuality from that. And I think that's what Ruby is going to do, just in a general sense, that she's going to find herself in what she really wants to do, with hopefully her brother not getting in her way too much.
The siscon. Okay.
I understand why, but I don't like it, and I don't appreciate it. But still, it's yeah, I get it.
I mean, you're not supposed to appreciate it. I don't think that anybody who thinks what Aqua is doing is good is well mentally.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's not in the right headspace.
So now let's move on to Kana. So, what are your thoughts on Kana so far?
Kana as a character is one of the main reasons why I haven't lost interest in the show. I find her to be extremely relatable because as someone with a background also in the entertainment industry and having struggled through that, I get her. Like, I know people in real life who are kind of stuck in the same situations that she is. And to see her continue to strive for this acting career of hers, it's inspiring. And she's just overall just a really fun character. Her VA does an incredibly good job, and I don't know, I have no complaints about her. I was a little suspicious as to like why she was so adamant at getting Aqua to rejoin the acting scene, but I guess it's just because she wants a rival and that she just appreciates good actors, right? Especially with her being surrounded by a bunch of mediocre actors that we saw in the 3rd episode. That was so cringe. I was even audibly said like, that shouldn't make it into the final cut during the reaction. As an editor, I would not let that pass, but that's what the show is, I guess.
Since you're talking about that, one of the questions I wanted to ask you that I forgot to ask in the reaction, I think, have you watched any drama that's like as bad as the drama we saw in Oshinoko? You don't have to name them. This is just like a yes or no question.
I will say that regrettably, yes. I am somebody who is, I guess the term would be media literate. That's because my mother is actually, she used to be a director, and she had me watch like a bunch of different types of media from different kinds of countries, and she talked me through them of like why they were doing the things that they did, all of the cinematography used, and the differences in culture that makes it work, and the different purposes and dynamics between actors that happen, which is what I was talking about in the 3rd episode. That like, yeah, in a show like that, the girl is not supposed to outact the guy. She's supposed to act at the same level as him, and that's why Kana's character was like that. And yeah. So yeah, short answer, I have seen it. I regretted it, but now I know about it, so.
Okay, now that we're talking about the guy as well, what do you think about Melt, the protagonist that is like the main protagonist of the
is
drama?
that his name?
Yeah,
dumbass.
His name is Melt.
Look, I hate actors who get a big head and they're like, oh, I'm all so important because I'm the main protagonist of my series, right? No, you're not. You're just a hired actor. Just do your work. Be respectful to everybody who took the time out of their day in order to make sure that you look good on screen. Ugh, disgusting. Maybe he'll turn around just like Kana did, but he's already this old. You can't teach an old dog new tricks.
What was your opinion of Aqua after episode 3? Did it like change or did it stay the same?
Aqua is bearable simply because he has this new dynamic with Kana, who he isn't like actively trying to get in the way of her, but at the end of episode 3, what it is implying is that he's going to help her get out of this shitty situation of her being in a basically dead-end acting role, right? I don't know exactly what he's gonna do to spice things up for Kana, but we'll see.
What do you think will happen after this? After episode 3, where do you think the show will go?
After this. Like how far after this? Are you talking about like theories for the entire series or just like the next episode?
For the entire season, basically.
For the entire season? Okay. I don't think they're going to get to the father. Maybe they'll tease him in the last episode or something. Wait, I think I talked about this on the 1st or 2nd episode discussion, but I was talking about how I've read quite a few stories that were like a revenge plot like this, and usually how these things go is that at some point Aqua's gonna probably find out that his father's already dead or something, and then he's going to become like a better person. Maybe like the star in his eye is gonna change color, and then it's gonna go back to being like a light star, and he's going to treat people around him nicely. He's gonna support his little sister's idol career. And then afterwards, his father is going to show up all alive and well. And he's going to instantly know that it's him. And then he's going to go back to being who he is and push everybody around him away from him. Because he needs to get this revenge.
How do you think that he's gonna know that his father showed up?
He was doing DNA tests, which is something I thought that he was gonna do. But I also feel like when the father gets introduced, us as the viewers and him as his son will know. It's just that no, right? Like when you meet somebody that just clicks with you, you know, there's a vibe. He's an actor. He gets it. Like how that director looked into Aqua's eyes when he was a kid and was like, you know, work with me, right? He knows that Aqua can be a really good actor. And when Aqua looks into the eyes of his father, he's gonna know that that is his father. I'm calling it.
If you weren't reacting to this, like with me or watching it with me, and you watch the first 3 episodes, would you drop the anime or would you drop the anime and go read the manga? Or just continue watching the anime?
Ooh, no, that's kind of tough. If you throw in the manga there, Since it's like a weekly show, I might cave in and just go read the manga. I feel like that would provide me with like more context in order to theorize about. But I also appreciate the cinematography in Oshi no Ko, which is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about. People don't talk about it because it's not, overt? Like pushed into your face? Like there's a lot of symbolism or stuff there? There isn't. But it does a very good job at following the conversation and the current dynamic that's going along. A good example of this would be the scene between Kana and Aqua when she was talking about her hopes and dreams and her struggles in the acting career and how she will continue. The cinematography there was great. It showed characters' emotions, it displayed characters' points of views and how they were, who they were as a person, I should say. And yeah, that's something that you wouldn't really get from reading the manga. So yeah, it's tough, but I'd probably say I'd end up reading the manga and just watch the anime once the entire season came out. Just binge it. That's kind of the way I do things.
Because there are quite a few people that like are saying that the anime currently is better than the manga. Not because the art in the manga is better or anything, it's because Oshi no Ko feels like a series that's just made to be an anime.
That's funny because we're reacting to a series that's like the exact opposite of that, Monogatari. It was made to not become an anime.
So I wanted to ask you that question, like to see your opinion and point of view on it.
I can see it though, because like it's a musical show, so you wouldn't really get that side of it from reading the manga, right? Yeah, I see that.
What do you think the title of the series means?
Oh, I didn't even search this out. Like, I know what Oshi is. If you're in the VTuber community, obviously you know what Oshi is. And then Ko, I'm guessing, is child. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so if you want me
I'm the child of my Oshi or something?
Yeah, if you want me to, I can tell you all 3 titles that the series has on English.
Oh, okay, yeah. Lay it on me.
So, there are 3 different titles. There is Hoshi no Ko, which means child of a star or my star.
Okay.
Because Oshi can also be read as Hoshi, which means star.
Oh, I see.
You have Oshi no Ko, which means my favorite child. And then you have Oshi no Ko, which is I am a child of my Oshi.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're all pretty much the same thing, I guess.
I guess, but if you look at the different points of the story before each of the plot twists, at the very beginning where the doctor finds out that I is pregnant and stuff, it can be translated as my star and my child's star, my star's child. And then after he gets reincarnated, then it becomes what you said yourself, which is Oshi no Ko, which is a child. I'm a child of my star.
Oh.
Of my Oshi.
Oh, cool.
That's why it has 3 titles.
I see.
Last question I have written down is, who is your favorite character so far?
Who is my favorite character? Huh. We really only met a couple of characters, honestly. Out of the main cast.
Be careful who you say because there are currently waifu wars going on in Oshinoko.
What?
Fanverse.
Like, I mean, I guess the easy answer would have been Ai, but I wouldn't count her anymore because I don't think she's gonna be a part of the series. Pretty obviously. She might show up in flashbacks and stuff, but I don't know anything much about Ruby, and Aqua's kind of still in his emo phase right now. Hopefully he'll grow out of it someday. So it really only leaves me Kana, right? Kana is my favorite out of the main cast, and all the side characters, I would say that I have a soft spot for the director. It's just something, yeah, something that I relate to a lot, and I have a lot of respect for him with the advice that he's giving.
I thought you were going to say Mamager.
I was, but then I was like, you know, if Zero just says the MILF answer, that would be way too predictable for him. So I'll go with the director. I have a lot of respect for him, and yeah, that's why I like him. But if you're like, Zero, who are you more horny for? Well, yeah, obviously the MILF. Duh.
So, do you think the director is gonna come back into the story?
Obviously, right? He has to. You can't have such a great character who helped out our boy here and just make him disappear. His mom is fantastic. He is fantastic. With his experience and just like connections, I think he'll be a great way to get Aqua into the acting industry and could potentially help him find who his father is. But yeah, this is a kind of out of order, but I just remember this, that we didn't talk yet about why the stalker left the children alive.
Oh, I mean...
Is that one of your questions?
I planned to add it, but I kind of got scared that would be kind of like a leading question, so I left it out. But it's good you asked it yourself.
My theory is... we already said this, but I think his dad is kind of messed up. He's really messed up in the head. This probably isn't like his first proxy murder, is probably the term I'd use. And maybe he did it so that his son could come and find him and kill him. That seems like a very, very anime thing. And with how the show is going, I believe that that could be the case. The man is just like an anime villain. He always dreamed of being one. And he was only able to act as them or voice act as them, but now he gets to be one IRL.
But if you what you said before was like true, right? That the dad is actually Ai's age, how is he able to get the stalker to work for him?
Oh, super easy. He's an actor, probably, or somebody at least who's influential or charismatic enough to probably convince anybody to do anything for him. The stalker dude, he was already obsessed with Ai. It's not that hard. As long as he just reveals the fact that Ai is pregnant or like has a child, you can probably make him do anything that he wants. The stalker dude probably doesn't even know who was contacting him.
So the internet is at fault. It's always the internet.
Always is. Probably Twitter DMs, not gonna lie.
I can imagine it. It's kind of funny. Like, we go by your theory, I'm just imagining like this small 16-year-old dude just being like, you should kill Ai because she got pregnant.
If anybody's on Twitter
doesn't even ask for proof.
And the stalker is already in that kind of mental state, I think anybody could have done it. I think anybody could have convinced that guy to do whatever they want to Ai. I still think that he's kind of a crafty person, and he's very charismatic and good at manipulating people.
So, how fast do you think we are gonna meet him?
How many chapters does the manga have right now? Like, I can't say anime episodes because I don't really have a good comparison, but I would probably know if you said manga.
116.
116 still ongoing. Chapter 70-ish, probably. Yeah, somewhere around there. Whenever that episode gets animated, I'm not sure. Let's see. Maybe second season, near the end of second season, potentially. That's my guess.
I'm hoping that it gets a second season. There is an arc I really want animated. but it won't be animated in the first season.
With such a great reception, I would hope that it gets a second season. Unless if it completely drops the ball somewhere.
I mean, so far they're doing really good, adapting everything they have to. 16 chapters of the manga already adapted in 3 episodes.
They are. But there is one thing that I'd like to bring up is the fact that so far, well, it's only been 3 episodes, but we've pretty much only kind of like seen the downsides of the entertainment industry. When it's not all that, there are good people and there are positives to it. But I don't think that's kind of the purpose of the show, right? The purpose of the show is the revenge plot. It's not there to showcase all the sides of the entertainment industry. Unless if we do get to that in later episodes, which I'm hoping will help Aqua come out of his funk. Probably the blue-haired girl we see in the OP.
I've already spoiled you that there will be VTubers. So there's all kinds of entertainment industry stuff in it.
There's all kinds, all different facets of the entertainment industry. I'm just saying that we've seen a lot of negatives, much more than positives, simply because that's the nature of the show, right? But when Aqua gets better, or maybe that's the reason why Aqua gets better, he'll probably meet somebody who changes him, accompanied with the fact that he's probably gonna find out like his dad is dead or something. But then obviously he's not. That's just a guess though.
I love that that's your like headcanon theory. You're just going with that.
I mean, this is how these kind of plots go. I'm just going off of other stories that I've read. Like, I can't give you a name because I don't remember. I've read several that are like that. But that's just how stories go. Yeah. Once again, guys, massive thank you to everybody supporting us on Patreon. If you'd like to help support the channel, click on the link in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Later, my dudes.
Bye, boy.